Mopar fam, we're back in the Chrysler 300. Exciting news, I installed my new exhaust system on here, which is an SLP Loudmouth 2 exhaust system, and I have to say, it is probably one of the most kick-ass exhaust systems that I have ever installed on any of my trucks or vehicles, sports cars, whatever. It is awesome. It's loud, it's proud, it is just freaking sweet. So why I decided to get this exhaust here, well, first of all, it's relatively cheap. Every other MagnaFlow or any exhaust like that, you're looking at well over $1,000. This was like $850, and then I had a buddy of mine install it, so it was like $950, and that's after tax and everything like that. So it's really good, really affordable, and it does, I have to say, it does sound pretty good. It could be a little deeper, a little throatier, but it lets the 6.1 Hemi breathe and lets it be loud. It's almost very similar to my Challenger SRT that I have. Even at idle here with the window down, you know, I can hear it pretty dang good. Oh, it just, once you get above, with the 6.1, once you get above 3,000 RPMs, it just has a sound to it that makes it sound like it's breathing fire, like it's blowing out fire. It is just insane. We'll get a little pull here from second gear. We'll start in first. What the heck? Okay, here we go. That is freaking awesome, man. What a kick-ass car. This thing is just badass. So just installing an exhaust on the 300 here, you know, it takes a pretty mundane experience, and back in 05 when they first made this SRT, all the way to 2010 or 2010, the first edition or the first generation of this SRT, the exhaust was, I mean, it was fairly quiet for a V8. Now, of course, with this, it's a lot louder, and the transmission in this is nothing to write home about either. But if you're getting bored of your driving experience here with this 5-speed in this SRT, and any one of these SRTs, whether it's even a Crossfire SRT6 with the same Mercedes 5-speed that is in this, just throw an exhaust on your car. It just really wakes the car up, makes it a little faster, makes it a lot more enjoyable to drive, and it totally changes this driving experience. Would I prefer a little quieter exhaust? Probably. I'm almost 30 years old now, so I'm kind of past my loud exhaust stage in life, but I don't mind it on this car because this is a sleeper car, and I live in an area where car culture is non-existent except with old people in their old cars. I kind of want a vehicle that, you know, people are really turn and look when it starts up. So this definitely does it. My Challenger gets looks all the time. The Jeep SRT, for the most part, gets some looks because people know what that is, and my old my 67 300 gets looks because it's a classic car. This does not so much because it is a newer modern car, and it's fairly quiet on startup. So now that I have this, it actually sounds pretty dang good. And even you know, we're downshifting. You can hear that. And it just really really makes you want to drive fast. I have to say, even at 60 to 65, like we're going now, I'll set the cruise on. There's really no drone to it. I'm impressed. Usually a cheaper system, and I've had this here with my last generation, or my 5th gen, I should say. My 5th gen Ram truck, it had a Gibson exhaust on it. My 4th gen Ram truck, my Night Edition, that had a more expensive MagnaFlow on it, and the MagnaFlow didn't have a drone to it like the Gibson did. The Gibson was half the price, but the Gibson did sound better, I think, in my opinion. This sounds really good. Not much of a drone. At 60 miles an hour right now, or 61, whatever we're going, a hair under 2,000 RPMs. The drone really isn't there, so that is nice. It still retains kind of that Jekyll and Hyde personality, and it honestly allows you to hear the airbox pretty good. The intake, you can still hear the intake. It still sounds like it's just ripping out fire, which is awesome. You still want that experience when you're driving the vehicle, because that's part of the aluminum intake, the 6.1 Hemi intake, and that's what makes it fun to drive. So it still sounds really good up front. It sounds even better out the back now, and it livens up the engine a little bit more. This is already pretty fast building to redline, and it just makes it that much faster. Let's just hear it here. Oh my goodness. It really, really moves. Now, the one bad thing about this car is that the gearing, the legs of the gears are really, really long. So, I mean, you can't change that. That's one of the negatives of this vehicle, is that the gearing is really, really long. But this does make it a lot more fun to drive. It makes the car more noticeable, especially when you're driving through town. My fiance absolutely loves the exhaust as well, which is awesome. She's a pretty mundane, down-to-earth girl, but she absolutely loves it, which is pretty sweet. Glad I got the okay on that too. So if you're out there and you have one of these kick-ass rides, whether it's a Challenger, Challenger, Magnum, 300, or Charger from this 1st gen LX platform, take a look at the SLP Loudmouth 2 exhausts. They're pretty kick-ass vehicles. Well, it's kick-ass vehicle. Pretty kick-ass exhaust on here, and honestly, going 60 to 65 right now without the cruise on. This hums along really good. You've got a little bit of a better exhaust note than stock, but it's not overly loud where, it just drones you out of the vehicle. So that is sweet. That is sweet, but I'm impressed with it, guys. I really am. Glad I spent the money. Probably the best so far, the best $950 I spent on the vehicle. Just wakes this thing up, really makes it sound good, and kind of fits the persona of the vehicle a little bit better. In my opinion, I think they should have had a louder exhaust on this from the factory, just like on all their 6.1 vehicles. But again, that's what the aftermarket is for, and thankfully they make an awesome exhaust at a lower price point for people who don't necessarily want to spend $2,000 on their 17, 18-year-old car. So, yeah. With that being said, I think that's all I have here for this little Mopar video. If I get any more exhaust clips, I'll throw them in here. And if not, I will see you in the next episode. Like and subscribe for more Mopar content. Very nice sound indeed. It rips.